The sophisticated drama of the Transformers saga comes to a climactic end in Transformers Dark of the Moon. A discovery of robotic aliens on the moon is made known, and series protagonist Sam, Shia LaBeouf, well, he has to lead the good robots to fight the bad robots. There's Madness, there's Sparta, and then there's Michael Bay.
The world's toughest movie critic.
Of the people capable of writing about movies, few have been as forgiving of Michael Bay. I believe his first two movies are action film genre classics, and I enjoyed Transformers very much. In fact, I think it is the utmost fail of the Oscars in not giving it a statue for the visual effects, instead choosing some polar bear farce. Now that said, you could teach a graduate level course over all of the problems with this movie. It's amazing how much screen time humans can eat up in a franchise called Transformers, where they have no influence on the plot, but they make up for it with obnoxiously brash personalities. So much so that it actually gives their characters dimension. Now speaking of dimensions, I saw this movie in 3D, and that brings to mind a song. Seeing double, double, double vision. It turns out that the whole point of 3D is to make you drop a C note whenever you take your brats out to the Cineplex. Now as for the acting, this is Shia's most demanding role yet. Sam has cast out the Megan Fox character and come out of the closet. His new main squeeze is Carl, who is completely useless until the very end of the movie, and even that relies on plot convenience. Oh, and this is also the only time that the movie stays in the same location for more than 3 minutes. But aside from Megan, all of your old favorites are back, including John Turturro's character, who is now unexplainably wealthy. This guy's got so much money that during an O'Reilly Factor interview, he has some kind of dementia patient fiddling around in the back. I guess that makes me really poor because I don't have some senior citizen messing with my backdrop. Par for the course, the dialogue is wickedly bad, and you'll usually forget about it unless it goes off the deep end. In what such case, a woman is trying to keep a fling under wraps by announcing it to everybody. I'd also like to know if anybody edited this movie. There's a bunch of weird scenes, but one that really stands out involves skydiving. These guys deploy their parachutes. We never see a guy land, so the human groups got broke up, and I don't even know what we're looking at. Transformers Dark of the Moon is an exercise in bad taste. Completely disrespecting the Lincoln Memorial. That's a good way to win over an American audience. The good guys come up with what is the bar none worst plan of all time. Not even in your most drug-induced haze have you ever thought of anything this stupid. There's a political message behind the movie, and that is if you give in to terrorism, it eventually works out. And before I give out my final score, I have to give a shout out to Griff Moy for answering this week's Pop Quiz Hotshot Trivia question. If you want to win a shout out, follow me on Twitter at VaughnOnMovies. Then be the first to answer the trivia question, posted Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Transformers Dark of the Moon is incredibly misanthropic. If this ever gets broadcast among the stars, aliens will come here and have a heyday because they know we hate ourselves more than they ever could. I will say this. They finally addressed an issue with the action sequences. They're discernible. It turns out when you take out all the fist fights between the cellophane-wrapped nuts and bolts clanking against each other, you can actually see what's happening, so I have to give them a little bit of praise for that. However, the visuals, yeah, I guess they're about as inventive as they are lethargic. The movie's long, but it never gets boring, and in some cases, that's all anybody wants. I'm going to give Transformers Dark of the Moon 2 out of 4 stars. And don't you consider that an endorsement. I'll see you guys next time.